Yeah, we're going. Okay, okay, I like it. I like it when it starts when you are just talking about whatever. So, but anyway, the introductions first. This is Nora's House of Dance 2018, and we are at the Iowa City PATV studios on a Friday evening. What can I say? It's very exciting. Iowa City, it is rock bright outside, and there are bikes everywhere. But right here, next to me, there is a person who is a very important person in Iowa City. I mean, he's very, very well known. People love him, and he's known in many different ways as King Robinson, also known as Kinge Montage, also known as the Queen Fantasia Wood. Yes. So it's only one person, and he's been all around doing a bunch of things in the community. And things are changing.
Oh
so why don't you say hi to all of us?
Hi, everyone.
And it's great to have you. I know that you are running these days from place to place.
Oh my gosh. I just got back from Chicago.
Right,
like
what are you doing in Chicago?
So I did,
ago.
Yeah, an hour ago.
Okay.
I did this K-pop thing
Yes.
with my other drag queen friend. Her name's Ophelia.
Yeah.
And this is our third time going to Chicago to do it. So it's called Chicago's Biggest K-pop Party at Berlin Nightclub. And it's just such a blast.
Yeah.
And we always have a good time. So
I saw a little thing on Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah, so
much
you
fun.
just got back from Chicago. You had shows last weekend.
Yes.
You have a show tonight.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh.
then what happens?
And then I'm moving to San Antonio, Texas. Yeah. And I'm gonna cry about it. Everyone's been sending me great, heartfelt messages. I'm like, don't make me want to stay.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
yes. So what's the plan in San Antonio?
Well, I really just was thinking for a while about moving to like a bigger place, just to like experience more, be able to help more people, because I do feel like I've interacted with so many different people here in Iowa, and I've said what I've had to say, and I've done a lot of things that I wanted to do. So now I'm looking for the next level of that.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So my passion has always been to assist the youth in finding themselves and being a positive role model, and just sharing my talents with the world in a way that I can inspire change. So if I have the opportunity to do that on a bigger scale, then I'm definitely going to jump on it. And then San Antonio just came out of nowhere. So,
So you said, okay, we're going there.
yeah.
Yes, so that is very exciting. So when you talk about inspire youth, I received a few questions. I asked people in my community of friends, and a few people sent questions to ask you. And one of the things that Angie Hayes, who is a teacher in the community, or was a teacher, now she's retired, and also a dancer, she said, what did you learn about teaching in the school setting when you were a Ginsberg artist?
Yeah.
And it was fourth
graders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was the Ginsberg artist for a year, and I went to every elementary school in the Iowa City School District and taught hip-hop dance and like lessons about where it came from and how it can be used in everyday life, basically. But I think more so what I learned from the kids is that like it's kind of beautiful to be spontaneous, you know. Kids don't really have a filter, and they don't really like want to go with a lot of structure, so I have all these things planned out to do, and it would not go that way at all. But like that's the beauty of it, and I kind of learned to be more adaptable in that sense, because life is the same way. Like you can't always have a plan for it. You have to kind of just go with the flow a lot of times. And then I just learned also that like you don't have to take everything so seriously. Cause like even when I was like telling kids like things that I thought were like heavier subjects, they're just like laughing about it, like, oh yeah. Like, okay. But like I kind of like took from that they like get what I'm saying, they understand it, but it's just like in their world right now, it's just like still a minor thing. It's not that difficult for them to, like you tell them to be themselves, and then you get them to get on the dance floor and like do something crazy. And that is a major milestone in my eyes, but to them it's just like, oh wow, I just danced in front of my classmates. You know, it's much a smaller scale. So I kind of have to remember that different perspectives on things, and that you can't always believe that someone's gonna take this giant lesson from things.
I know.
So
yes, yeah.
But the kids were great.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
And then the other thing that she was wondering also in that area is how different from working at the Dream Center with the Dream Divas.
Well, the Dream Divas are a little older, so that's
Yes.
one thing. So different set of issues with like teenage girls.
Yeah.
So I think that as much as me teaching the girls of the Dream Divas how to dance, it was also personal development, you know. In a lot of ways, they were going through so many different things all the time, and still are, like as teenage girls, as women of color growing up in our society and in a community that they don't really see a lot of female role models, especially female role models of color in the community, being active. So it was sort of a heavy task to take on, to be sort of help them find those role models, but also be a sort of role model, and also teach them dance on the side. So there was a lot of intertwining things that were going on with the Dream Divas, but like they always like leveled up every time I gave them a task, and they always rose to the occasion. And I've traveled with them in a lot of different places too, and just to see how they've grown by performing in different types of settings is so beautiful. So.
Yes, and they continue.
Yeah,
they are
definitely.
working, and they definitely.
Yes,
yeah, that is a very, very interesting group, and I love the Dream Divas. I like to work with them. I think that they are really fantastic. Yeah, they are, and they really get along with you, because I remember you performing with, I don't know, 20 of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the mall, it was on the floor, and it was fantastic what you were doing, and they were just, yes. I think that you inspired them in many ways also. Yes. So, and the other thing that Angie wonders is, how can dance departments in general better prepare the students to outreach once they graduate? Because you've been doing a lot of that, but not a lot of people do that.
I mean, I think the way that I started dance was very communal. Like I started dancing in the church when I was young, and that was like, and we would travel to other churches in the community and perform like praise dance and things like that. So I guess the way I've always approached dance has been like trying to move an audience and trying to connect with different performances and how they relate to different types of people. And I think that when I started getting technically trained and when I went to college, I still kept that mentality that even though I'm in a classroom, like I don't want to get stuck in a classroom. I need to take this to the people and like have them experience it. So I think a lot of schools in a lot of ways can have that mentality, teaching the kids that like dance especially is something that's meant to be shared and it's meant to be accessed on multiple levels, and we shouldn't take it so like cerebral all the time. Because that's why I love doing like street performances and the parades and dancing in the mall and all those things, because it's like what better way to like get people to experience this type of things and to bring it to them in their everyday life next to Target, you know, like
definitely. And you have definitely done an amazing job there, because for the past few years you've been showing up everywhere. I mean, you name it, art festival, the jazz festival, soul festival, gay pride. I mean, you've been there. You've been a big part of the community.
It's been an amazing opportunity to just be so welcomed in the community. Because I feel like before I came, or the first year that I got here, I wasn't very active in anything. That was 2015. And I just kind of observed the general community and how things worked. And I just noticed that there just wasn't a lot of, it wasn't just that there was not a lot of representation from black men, black gay men, black anything really. There was also not really the desire to take on that mantle. And so I kind of tried to dissect where that was coming from. And the best way to dissect it was to dive into it. So I'm going to do everything I've ever thought about doing for this community.
Wonderful. So 2015 you came, and you came from where?
I went to college in California. So, So,
And you have family here in Iowa?
My family moved from Chicago to Iowa. So that was how I got connected here. I got a job at the Dream Center. That was my first job. So.
And your mom used to help, and maybe is still helping or working there. I don't know if she said.
Yeah, my mom has always been involved with the Dream Center, and she's always been passionate about the youth and being a positive role model too. So that's probably where I get it from.
that's a good thing. Yes, definitely. So, you know Katie Roach. She is the development director of the Angler Theatre, and now she's also involved with Any Given Child. I mean, trying to bring more arts and dance mostly to the school system. No, and she said in an email, she said, "King, thank you for everything you have done for Iowa City." So those are Katie Roach's words, and then she's been wondering also, like, what can Iowa City organizations do to, or what can they be doing better in terms of, I don't know, supporting arts, paying artists, you know, that's important.
Definitely. I feel like Iowa City has, or Iowa in general, has been a place of random funds. Like, there's always someone trying to pay for something to happen, but I feel like in a lot of ways the arts, especially performing arts, gets neglected from that. And I don't think it should be, because this community is so into it. Like, everyone loves to see dance performances, they love to see artwork, they love to see like all of these different things taking place in the community. So it kind of saddened me sometimes when the funds weren't there to support that kind of thing. So I would definitely say to all of Iowa to help the performing arts community out. Definitely have more fundraisers and involve these small groups like the Dream Divas, and like have fourth grade classes that just love to dance in general, because I came across some that were all just like, we're all
Let
gonna
me
be
show you how to do it.
Exactly. So just like having little things like that to just get the youth involved and get them to know the importance of raising money towards these things, and let them know that this can be a viable career as well, because that's also not pushed a lot. And so just make sure that we're not cutting off any dreams, and we're just letting them flourish a little more. I feel like it's super important. So,
that's very nice what you say. Yeah, that definitely should not be happening. And people should do what they want and what they like, and dancing and performing arts in general are something that is very rewarding and you want to do. So you have a degree in performance or dance or both?
It's in theater, but I did mostly like dance related theater in college, so that's how that came to be. I've always loved to like do those type of things.
So Katie asked something else, but I believe you kind of covered that, like what should be seen in programming to remove barriers?
I think that
or inspire more people.
This is interesting to me, because I feel like even though there's a few dance studios in Iowa City, Cornville area, and there's like some dance that's taught in schools, and definitely college has dance classes, but I found that a lot of it is centered on one type of dance. There's very like ballet and contemporary or modern styles, and then the other things are just extra. And I kind of want to encourage people to think outside the box a little bit, because I feel like they lose the essence of what hip-hop is a lot of times, because hip-hop to me has been the most influential style, because it was the one that taught me the most about who I was. And a lot of times when you get into the other technical styles of dance, it's more rigid, and you have to learn it a certain way, and you have to perform it a certain way. And hip-hop is the opposite of that. You kind of like learn some basics, and then you take it to where you want to take it to. So I feel like those types of classes are just as important as those other historical styles, you know. So I definitely think we can do more to change that mentality of what makes great dance. So tell me about being Queen Fantasia. What do you like, what you don't like about it? Well, the best thing about being the queen is that I feel like she commands a little more respect in a way. Maybe it's just like when I put on a wig, all of a sudden my personality gets a little like...
I totally believe that. Being in costume, you are a different person.
So like people approach me differently, and they talk about different things, and then it's usually very complimentary. But when I'm king, people are a little more, you know, like... right. You're not that important. But I just love to be able to put on that persona and be able to sort of showcase everything that a human being has to offer. You know, not only as a boy, and I see myself being successful as a boy and like reaching for dreams as a boy, but I can also do that when I'm in drag and to access a totally different type of community. And that's what originally attracted me to it, because it was like I could access different emotions, different stories, different things when I was in drag that I wouldn't really come across the same way if I was doing it as a boy. So yeah, the Queen, I'm very grateful to her. Wouldn't be where I am today without the Queen.
So when you go to San Antonio, are you planning on being what you are here?
Definitely.
I mean, try a little of everything?
I mean, I'll probably have to start from the bottom again, like work my way up to being showcasted.
Well, you have a lot of video or photographs
that's true.
what you've been doing here.
Yeah.
So,
I'll just take it around like, hello,
this is me. Do you want me? Yes, of course you will have to. It's a larger community, and they don't know who you are.
Right.
But
I'm looking for, like, that's also exciting.
It's a challenge. Of course, it has to be.
I love being able to just come in like a dark horse and be like, I'm just gonna dance, and then leave, disappear.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, where'd that dancer go? And I'll be gone till the next week.
Yes. So are you getting rid of many pieces of costumes and wigs?
I'm getting rid of a lot of things actually, because you know, traveling cross country is a lot. So I've been posting on my Facebook, hey, come to my house and get these things. So I have like wigs, heels, costumes, like even like boy clothes, and furniture, all that stuff. I'm trying to start fresh, really.
Do you know where you want to stay?
Oh yes, I have a place already. My ultimate goal has always been to start my own performance arts studio. So I'm saving up for that. Hopefully that'll work out, and then that way I can really like, you know, express the things that I want people to know in my own kind of setting.
So okay, and you also have done beautiful pieces of spoken word, and the spoken word, I mean, things that you actually write, and you create movement that goes with it. Is that something that you enjoy doing? Is that something that is an important?
I mean, I think that came from this theater class I took in college. It was called Acting for Social Justice or Social Change. And it was from like the idea of theater of the oppressed and like doing these very political, like charged pieces in front of the community, but it also still like being heavy on the art. So that's kind of my take on it, being able to like visually show something as I'm telling a story that's like deeply rooted in where our country is right now. So that's something I'll definitely continue. I'm sure you'll see some videos of me on the streets of San Antonio.
We'll be following you. We're going to follow you on Facebook and say, hey, there he is. So I think that we covered a lot of topics in a very short time. This has been a deep conversation in many ways. Like, we want people to hear that. We want people to support the performance arts. We want people to follow you everywhere you are, everywhere you go. And I believe that in a way, like maybe for a closing, we might have you doing a little piece of spoken word or something like that.
I'm down for that.
Okay, I think that's wonderful. So we are going to close with that. Again, this is Nora's House of Dance, and we've been very, very lucky to have King giving us a little of his time, because we know that he's running around these days. He's leaving on Tuesday, and today is Friday. Yay! Okay, well, thank you for coming.
Of course, thanks for
I know.
having me.
We'll see you tonight at studio.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move out of here, and maybe we'll move the chairs and change the lighting, and ready to go.
What is that I see? Another sunset without me? Because I was thinking that the world would revolve through it all like a ball, like a bounce with my hands. In the end, it would always come back to me. Wait for me to fly pterodactyly. But now I realize I'm an ant to thee. Raindrops fall, run frantically. Because I don't have the control. Barely a bridge, but many a trolls. Explanations with holes. Things I can't touch with a 10-foot pole. But does that mean I don't try? Does that mean I can't be the lightning to match the thunder in the sky? Does that mean I can't cry? And all the spilt milk, spilt blood, spilled alcohol, gotta do what you have to get by. Get by. Or say bye-bye. And yes, you have to, because the map is all crap to lead you back to where they trap you and then cap you. And all the knowledge we've been reading is so subtly deceiving. Every plan they've been weaving is in every molecule we breathe in. So the secrets they've been keeping let the Stevens stay even while the Jacksons and the Johnsons get beaten. But they think I don't know. They think I won't speak, busy going with the flow. But we gotta grow. And to do it, we might gotta start from nothing, though. With all these systems out of check, we may never have a heaven, but we're close to heck. So I'm flying and eyeing all these wrongs gone too long. On the path, they dying. I'm saying, stop laying. Burst through the cage before the past is replaying. Replay, replay, replay. I'm flying on to the next page. I'm a threat hopping out the bird cage. I let you have your time to contain. My wings got the paint for the war that I'ma rage. I'm sounding the alarm with my roar, even if every bone is so sore. I'm coming right through the front door. I won't be a caged bird no more.